their first car was airy, then Lucid's second attempt is a little bit more down to earth. This is the Gravity, an all-electric 3-row SUV. Go ahead, take it in for a quick second. You need time to let me know what you think in the comments, right? Okay, that's enough. Let's get to the details. While it does share some of the same technology that the Air has, meaning battery and motors, the Gravity rides on a completely new platform. Yes, a unique platform that allows the batteries and other tech bits under there to be configured differently than on the Air. Here, those items live under the front row of seats so that the second and third row get more legroom and ability to lay completely flat. Interior space was super important to designers. The Gravity is about the length of an Audi Q7, but claims to have the interior space of an Escalade or closer to. Something you might not know about Lucid: everything in this car is proprietary to them. UX system, batteries, motors, everything. Let's dig in and see how they did, shall we? So how does this 3-row SUV, which is actually fairly diminutive in size, how does it feel on the inside? Well, as a driver, 5'4", you guys know that. Obviously, I'm very comfortable. I have plenty of room, tons of headroom here. But let's look at the second and, more importantly, the third rows. And I'm gonna see if I can open these doors. Can I open this? So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is look at how wide this door opens. So ingress is gonna be super easy here. And in the second row, I've got a ton of room, tons of room behind myself, which is terrific. There's a tray that can deploy here, but they're not gonna let me touch it and do all this stuff. There's also a really nice recline here in the second row and tons of headroom. Again, this row does move forward. So now let's check out what the third row is like. So this is the second row all the way back. And I'm not gonna lie, if this is all the way back, then I'm probably a little bit cramped here. But if this row just scooches up a tiny little bit, it's gonna be a little bit more leg room and a little bit more space. As far as the seat comfort, you know, I wouldn't wanna spend a ton of time here or go for a really long road trip, but your floor is nice and flat, which is great. So that kind of adds to the space. But I think this is doable for kids, for sure. When it comes to second row seat entertainment, Lucid sagely realized that most people just use their own device, so they included these trays to hold iPhones or iPads, and you've got USB ports nearby. You can even eat here. Cabin service, anyone? The Gravity does get excellent storage space. One of them is in the frunk area, and it comes with this cool little pad here, so you can actually use this. It's not tailgating. I don't know what you call it. Front gating? Someone come up with a great word. Tell me in the comments, what would you call this? Drinks, there's an outlet right here. You could make margaritas. So in the rear cargo space, you get a lot of really innovative configuration stuff back here. So this third row actually folds up and it tucks into here, which is a massive compartment. You can put full-size luggage in here, or you can put these seats, they just kind of fold forward and then they squish back. I can't show you that yet because, again, not production, but look at how flat that lays. And also the second row then folds down, the seat bottom comes up and then it folds down like this. So this entire area lays super flat and you can fit a lot of stuff in there. That trunk has a super wide opening as well, with a very low floor for easy load-in. Aside from the room, the fit and finishes in here are super luxe. There are options in Napa leather, including this Tahoe interior, but Lucid also offers a synthetic interior that's fully sustainable in both the Mojave and Yosemite examples. Of course, the Gravity is going to get some amazing standard tech features, but their systems are next level. Their ADAS systems are smooth and work super well. Some of the more advanced optional features rely on LiDAR, not just radar. Now, that is the same equipment that runs Super Cruise or one of those level 3 type systems. This is not that. But the adaptive cruise control and other features are so advanced, and they should be even more so on the Gravity, that you probably may not miss those. The first thing to me in this interior that is absolutely remarkable is this setup. Yes, it does look a little bit different than normal, but there's a purpose for it. So this is 34 inches of screen, and as you can see, it's risen above the steering wheel here, which is this kind of nice like squircle shape. So you're not impeded with your view by the top of the steering wheel, which normally you're kind of peeking in right here. This side of the screen is going to be for your functions for your car. Obviously, this is where all of your driver information is, and everything from here over is things like navigation, your music, maybe even you want to know what temperature it is, and then HVAC systems and kind of the other things that you'll be doing while you're driving. But you guys, this setup feels super intuitive to me, and even myself at 5'4", I can see perfectly over the steering wheel, not impeded, and the position doesn't even feel that weird. I cannot wait to see what this configuration is like to drive, and if that steering wheel position and shape feels the same, or if it takes a little bit of getting used to. Lucid Sanctuary is another feature that the Gravity is going to have in it, and I feel like this is something that I need to be able to implement while I'm driving, although you can't. So where do we go for the Sanctuary?
Right there.
Not a place in, oh my gosh, it's not Logan's Run. So when the car is stationary, you're going to be able to see this beautiful setting, maybe have a little bit of a relaxing moment, but it goes further than that. The car is going to incorporate things like the HVAC system, so it can set like a certain temperature. Your seat is going to start massaging, maybe heating, maybe cooling, really elements to kind of relax you. I did ask about smell, but not quite yet. But I gotta tell you, that's something else. I really like that blind spot monitoring shows up on the screen right in front of you, not just on your side mirror. And when you want to unplug while you're driving, there is a detox setting that allows you just to use the only necessary legal functions that you need to operate the car, nothing else. When it comes to the exterior, I think the Gravity is striking. At first glance, the front fascia of the Gravity is going to look a little bit similar design language to the Air, making it very recognizable, which is a really good thing. I do think it's such a pretty face. When you're coming around to the side, you're going to start to see just how aerodynamic this is. Has a very low drag coefficient for an SUV. It does ride fairly low now, but the air suspension will be able to lift it up for that ride height. But if you look at the roof, it is very long, it is very flat. I mean, it almost is like a picnic table. It's kind of giving me like luxury minivan vibes, which I'm kind of digging. And then if you come back around here, this light signature right here, this optic situation, I think looks really fantastic. Overall, I really like how it looks. Don't get all bent out of shape with that minivan comment. For me, it's a compliment. I'm kind of getting super luxe Kia Carnival here, which I love, so there. And thanks to that long, low shape, the Gravity is achieving some killer aerodynamic numbers, like a 0.24 drag coefficient, which is remarkable for an SUV. It's also getting a very estimated right now range of 440 miles. Those are some nice, compelling numbers. The Gravity will be dual motor, so all-wheel drive, and will be able to handle some easy off-roading on dirt roads. It will also come standard with an air suspension that will defy gravity, raising the body up for added ground clearance. It's also got a towing capacity of 6,000 pounds. For all of this to happen successfully, the Gravity has been set up as a purpose-built vehicle, with gearing and drive ratios exclusive to this vehicle. It shares none of that stuff with the Air. When it comes to competitors, the Gravity has a lot more company in the SUV segment than the Air did as a sedan. If you're cross-shopping, then the Audi Q8 e-tron, Cadillac Lyriq, let's throw in the Jaguar I-Pace, and maybe the Tesla Model X, and the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV are already well-established players. Do you think that this newcomer will have a shot at disruption? When you are ready to buy a new car, just click on the link above, and Kelley Blue Book can help you find a fair purchase price at kbb.com. Expect the Gravity to ship later next year, and here are some all-important pricing numbers. There's going to be so much more to discuss on this one, so stay tuned and subscribe to the KBB YouTube channel for more updates. The future is looking more and more beautiful and certainly more and more techy, if a bit on the expensive side when you're talking about EVs. But if you've got the means and you're in the market, then guys, the Lucid Gravity is bringing something very interesting to the table.
You're on meditation, coach.
Again, inhale, pulling the shoulders up to your ears.
Okay, let's do this right now.
Hold them for a few seconds. And exhale, releasing them down, feeling them soften.
Do not
The
do
last
this
time
while you're
together,
driving.
inhale, pulling those shoulders up